My game is absolutely dog shit. That's why I spent the last few months remaking the entire game from the ground up. I poured an unhealthy amount of hours into making this game. And if you love goofy horror games just like me, oh my god, then you guys will love the finished result. But before I can show it to you, let's take a look at why the original one sucked. This is the experiment, my first Unreal Engine project. I got many reports about game-breaking bugs, lighting issues, and chronic eye strain from the insanely bad graphics. We discovered a few glaring issues of our own. The lobby feels like you're waiting at the DMV. There's no rewards for beating a level. And call me a racist for this, but they all look the same. Now that we have all of our issues outlined, we can start creating. I started by checking out the UE 5.4 update that includes predictive animations. These look great, but I'd rather not give players a headache-induced coma. After loading up a fresh Unreal Engine project, I checked out some store assets that I can use, since I want it to look a bit better than this. This pack from Gamma Studios looks amazing, so... yoink! Then I recreated the lobby while trying to keep it as close to the original as possible. I want this lobby to be fun, so I made it that if you walk around, you can interact with different objects. For example, you can use the monitor for missions, the globe for languages, etc. And if you don't want to manually walk around, you can use the handy dandy quick select menu. I created the main menu, and here's a side-by-side comparison. It was at this point that I announced the update was coming, and this is where I had a huge decision to make. This either goes down one of two ways. 1. I release the game as a completely new game and call it The Experiment 2. This is what most AAA companies will do because money, duh. Or option 2. Release this game as a free update for players who already own the original. I went with option 2. I'd make less money this way, but I'd be honouring the original players who helped support me. For now, let's continue making the game. I did a quick FPS test early on and it was sitting around 300 in the lobby. And that's what I call frame rate. Oh wait, yes, this is what I look like. Only true Carrot fans will get this OG cameo callback reference to the original video of the Carrot CU universe thing. I threw in the classic medkit model just to get a feel of how the player would look in this environment. And as you can clearly see, he looks more out of place than my game on the front page of Steam. I found a really high quality hazmat outfit from Silver TM to replace him. Nextly, I set up a blend space for my animations. This just lets the multiple animations seamlessly blend together and it looks very smooth. Actually, here's what it looks like in game. I stayed up until 2 AM until I got it fully working. That goes to show you how dedicated I was to making this game. Here's another example of dedication. This is actually the next day. It's 9 AM and I wanted to make the first location. Besides my 30-minute lunch break, I worked until 11 PM on this map alone. I had dinner, and then I stayed up for another 2 hours fixing bugs. I am literally going to die in this chair. I'm slowly losing my sanity. I then implemented the mechanics like stamina for sprinting, battery for your flashlight, and sanity, because in real life, I have none. You can gain sanity in-game by standing in a light source. Also something I don't do in real life, so yeah, this one checks out. Now I have a confession. I suck at Blender. Could you tell? Yes, these are meant to be keycards, but I kind of fumbled the bag with this one. I need to redesign the keycard feature in its entirety because it is so linear and repetitive. I'll recap how it worked originally. You would try find the yellow keycard to unlock the yellow door, and then find the blue keycard to unlock the blue door, and so on and so forth. These doors also just stay open for absolutely no reason other than to just make the game harder. The new version of this is a lot simpler. Some doors are locked and instead of keys, you will find hammers. These can then be used on any door in any order. Hitting a door with a hammer will knock it off its hinges and it's very obvious that it can't be closed. At the start of the video, I mentioned I want to add more variety to the levels. Allow me to introduce to you the contract system. Ta-da! The way it works is simple. 6 contracts are generated, 2 easy, 2 medium, and 2 hard. The player can choose which one depending on how they're feeling. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. I'll talk more about the rewards later. And now for something you've all been waiting for. The experiment. Oh my god, he said the thing. Again, I'm not making my own models. I'm just one person after all. This one is made by Alexander Lenski. This dude makes a ton of high quality character models. Great job, brother. Now for actually implementing him, this shouldn't take too long. It's been 9 hours. I made a huge data table that I can expand and add variants of him down the track. This is the thing my original game was lacking and what made it so hard to add more variants. After those 9 hours, I just wanted to finish him off. So I gave him some glowing eyes and made a simple jump scare. It's so fucking janky. But I just used so much motion blur to hide the jankiness. Now, we can't really talk in game, so I added a text chat system.
I hope you die in a fire.
And of course, you know I had to add the holy grail of chat systems in all horror games.
Proximity voice chat.
A few days have passed and I've mainly been working on bug fixes. This arguably takes the longest time in any game to actually complete. It's been 2 more weeks. I didn't record anything in this time as most of it was just boring. Let's have a look at what I've done. There are now 3 languages to select. I kinda blew the budget on the models, so I'll have to use the worst of the worst translator. It's Google Translate. Sorry the translations are shit, just please forgive me on this one, guys. You can now interact with the flashlight and customize it, but first, you'll need to unlock the cosmetics by playing games and purchasing them at the gumball machine. There are 3 flashlight cosmetics: the light, the handle, and the magnet, which is just a PNG. Currently, the piss-colored combo is my favorite. Fuck. I have not matured at all. Oh yeah, and we got the V8 piss machine on the side. I'm kidding. Peanut is a poop machine, of course. She shits like it's a full-time job. There are now a total of 3 hospitals to explore. The first 2 maps from the classic game have returned and have some minor changes here and there. There's also the addition of an original map based around the new hammer mechanic. I tried to make each map play and feel different, just instead of pumping out maps that looked the exact same. Speaking of being different, if you make your way into this room, you can now customize your character. Look, there's not many colors right now, but I plan to add more in the future. Oh, and to top it off, I also added a tutorial level. This is a slightly altered version of the Silver Pine Hospital map. Okay, now it's actually time to upload the new version. I didn't mention it at the start, but I was originally going to be replacing the classic game with the remaster. But I found a way to upload 2 game files under the same Steam app. Now both of my games can live on happily. Actually, one can live on happily, the other one's fucking depressed. But hey, look, if you want a fun time, go play that one. It is so goofy, it's jank, it's uncanny, it's not fun, but maybe it's that bad that it is fun. Or I'm probably just lying. Thanks to everybody who purchased the classic game. And if you want to see more like this, smash subscribe. And also, check out my previous game where I turned your suggestions into a first-person shooter. I hope to see you fellas in the next one.